And I'd like to call on stage Dr. Ashwin Naik. Is he there? Yes. He's the CEO for Vatsalya Hospitals. I would say that just in a simple one-line description, quality care, curative quality care at the last mile of healthcare delivery. And I could add one more word called affordable.
Thank you. See, I have to make a few admissions. I've been coming to telemedicine conferences for quite some time, and I'm sort of getting a little disappointed. And the reason for that is, for the last few years, telemedicine has been used in various contexts as the next big development, but we are not seeing the kind of impact or the scale that we should be ideally seeing. And yeah. So I'll talk about some of our experiences and just give you a glimpse of what we do and what are the activities that we have tried to use technology in, and what are the challenges we are facing, and sort of ask some questions along the way and get your inputs on where we should be going on this. So by no means we are not proposing any telemedicine solutions. So just to give you a background on the company, we are a 7-year-old company with presence in 14 districts across Karnataka and Andhra, and we are the first company to focus exclusively on the non-urban, non-metro population. So our focus is on tier 2, tier 3 towns, focus on basic specialties like maternity, pediatrics, general surgery, internal medicine. And the target customer is somebody who travels about 10 to 30 kilometers to come to a district headquarters to access care. So this is not primary care, this is secondary care. They would have seen another physician before they came to see us. So we run about, like I said, 14 hospitals, and we see about 350,000 customers a year. The reason why we started focusing on this area is when we looked at the problem in India in terms of healthcare access, starting from 2004, there was a clear skewed distribution of doctors versus where the patients live. So we said we will focus on areas where the gap in healthcare access is maximum. And initially the thought was to focus at the village level, but very quickly we realized that that is not a viable business proposal for us. So we sort of restricted ourselves to the district headquarter, large taluk level. So when we have to provide services at the taluk level or the district headquarter level, it is impossible for us to provide every service, like cardiology or orthopedics or neurosurgery. So we decided to focus on specialties which are needed by the local population very frequently. So 80 to 90% of the local population should be able to use our services. So we zoned in on the 4 specialties, which is pediatrics, gynecology, surgery, and medicine. We also reconfigured the hospitals. Typically, if you go to an Indian hospital in an urban setting, these are large 300, 400 bed hospitals with all kinds of specialties. Our model is to sort of drill it down, make it more manageable, 60 to 70 beds, and in a smaller place so that we can scale rapidly. So that's the background on the company. Now, let me throw some light on where we see this whole technology issue coming together. If you look at the current Indian scenario, the customer will randomly go to any of these players, right? You could have a cough and cold and end up in the most advanced hospital in the world in India, right? And there is no filtration. So you don't have a system where you would go from a primary care physician to a specialist to the next guy. Worse still, there are people who will go to unqualified people. So I think about 30 to 35% of our population in the rural area would go to an unqualified person, not get cured, and then come to a qualified medical practitioner. So you're losing time in that process. And a small percentage, I would say about 15-20% in our estimate, doesn't do anything. They fall sick, they just wait till you get okay. So these are the various players that we see. But ideally, in our mind, the way the industry will evolve, at least the private industry will evolve, is there will be segmentation and specialization in various fields, and the customer will have the first. By the way, this is not rocket science, right? This everybody knows this, but it's not happening. So in our mind, the evolution of the private industry is going this way, is that the customer will have access to a primary care physician who will then take a call and just, refer them to the next higher center. And this is where the challenge is. Now, if you look at the points at which we feel technology could play a role, is all these points where there is intersection between the primary care physician and your hospital and your referral center. And for the customer and his family, there is an interaction with the community itself, whether it is through the public health system or through the government programs or through NGOs, etc. Most of our activity today, as per our understanding, is around the hospital. We have a lot of control on technology within and around the hospital, and we are not doing as well along whether on the primary care side or on the linkages between the various players. So for us who are in towns which are in at a district headquarter level or at a taluka level, our biggest challenge is how do we extend the care that we have in this town to the rural level. We have a few challenges there. One, obviously, is the lack of doctors that we can take to these smaller places. The second bigger challenge, I think, even with technology, the bigger challenge that we face is how do we make it viable? And somebody mentioned the issue of people not taking this telemedicine thing very seriously. Actually, we have had instances where people come, do the telemedicine, then go see a quack to just to clarify that this is something which is a valid thing. And the other problem that we face is even if you do a teleconsultation, and if the person needs a diagnostic test or a medicine, if you have to tell them, you come back to the hospital, that just kills the program. So the next time onwards, they will not even go to the kiosk, they come straight to your hospital, saying, what's the point? You are going to tell me to come back here. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing. But nevertheless, we have, over the last 7 years, we call ourselves a serial pilot testing company. We have done pilots with everybody that is willing to do a pilot with us. And over the last 1 year, the reason I said, we are a little disappointed with telemedicine is over the last 1 year, even the pilots have come down. Now, the people who come with pilots want to do some proposals. So the important point that I want to make here is everybody in the industry is now struggling to find a viable business model for telemedicine. And I think that's the way we should be thinking about it as well. So I'll just talk about a couple of initiatives that we are doing. We have set up a rural outpost about 30 kilometers from a place called Gadag. And the idea is, we're focusing here on maternity. We believe that maternity and pregnancy is a normal phenomena. You don't necessarily need to come to a hospital unless it is a complicated case. So how do you educate pregnant women in their community and then also have facilities for them to give birth if required in the community and there are no anticipated complications. So we engage women in the village very early in their pregnancy, make sure that they're getting their shots, their nutrition is taken care of, and a doctor visits every month. And if there are no complications, the patient can deliver in a setup that we have put together called the Rural Birthing Center. And the Rural Birthing Center is essentially manned by a health worker who's trained by us, and has access to our doctor and also a connectivity with the hospital itself.